Welcome to your daily focus for September the 20th, 2018. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you for all of your love, support, the beauty you send my way each and every day. Let's turn to the cards. Now we have some wonderful energy because 9 plus 20 is a 2, right? 2 plus anything that ends with a 0 is like this God power comes in. Okay, for that 2 energy of seeing the magic inside of yourself. And then 11, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is 11. And that's like 5 cards, so we're not going to look at that. But this one is turning over. The Justice card. I was just going to talk about the 11 energy, so perfect timing. She shows up. The Justice card. Now, I was going to get to that the energy is the 22. So we have the 11 energy and the 22 energy working with us today. So the 11 energy and the 22 energy both can bring us great success, great happiness, great joy, reach goals, the sky's the limit. But it's not going to land in your lap with an 11 energy or a 22 energy. You have to make the commitment. Now, the 11 energy is finding the balance and making the commitment to bring the balance into your life. And we have the sword in our hand to cut away the things that serve no purpose or value in our life. Temperance has been coming up so much lately, asking us to simplify. What don't we truly need in our lives that we are just carrying on as extra baggage, an extra burden? So yes, we find our balance through removing things, but so that we can go forward with an integrity, with a respect. Okay, this is where we walk the longer path sometimes because we know it's worth it and we're willing to do the work. And so we make that commitment to ourselves. We'll put that one back in and we'll cut the cards. And then we also have Mercury moving over the Sun today as it heads off into Libra. And the Sun will shortly follow. So it's a day for, our minds are sharp. Our thoughts, our wishes, our goals are in alignment with what we are thinking. And we have the Moon in Aquarius allowing us to have those original, unique ideas. And it actually pulls us into the unique, the new. So today could be an epiphany day. Let's see what the cards have to say. And they're not cooperating at all. The Seven of Swords. He's been popular. And yes, this is about simplifying. This is, it's a beautiful day. We are taking with us what we need in order to go forward on our path. And if we look at the end of the path there's all these tents. So what is it? A carnival, a fair, a get-together. And there's 2 swords behind him. He looks quite content and he looks like he's on his way. So we know we are going on our way. And it's okay to leave those swords behind because he knows he doesn't need them. He knows it'll just be extra weight that will weigh him down. So we too will be able to look at certain parts of our life and say, this needs clearing. This needs grounding. This needs balance. This I don't need anymore. And if you go back to the last full moon, now we're almost to another full moon, but it was about removing the cloak, and that's what this whole energy has been about. To stand in our truth. To believe in ourselves. To know that we don't need certain things in our life anymore to keep us safe. To give us that false sense of security. And maybe at one time it was desperately needed in our life, but it's not going forward. Now, the King of Pentacles, now he is in detriment. So we do have to realize that he is, he's the richest of the kings. He's got the richest kingdom because he is wise with his money, because he thinks it through, he plans, he doesn't risk take. And so be careful of taking risks that haven't been thought out. Be careful of taking risks that you haven't given any thought to. Think it through. You always have time to think it through. Does this serve my purpose? Does this move me in the direction I want to go? And I don't think risk is such a bad thing here with Mercury over the Sun, because our instincts, our intuition, and our sage wisdom all comes together today. But we still have to tap into it. We still have to utilize it. We still have to use the energy that surrounds us. And even though, we're going to a fair here, we're going to a carnival, we're going to a circus, we're going to have fun, we're going to see unique and new things, we're going to have different experiences. So I could see something out of the ordinary catching our eye today in some way, leading us maybe down a new path. And I'm just saying, don't, until it's tried and true, be careful of our actions. We may not, maybe a little bit more on taking a risk on ourselves, which is a good thing, so long as we've thought it through. We thought through, do we need those two swords? No. We came to the conclusion we don't. And the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is slow and steady wins the race. That you got to be in it for the long haul. That you have to make a true commitment to yourself for what you want going forward. And know that you have to take one small step at a time. Look at that path. You can barely call it a path. So one wrong move and everything comes falling down. We try to hurry. We try to rush. We try to take that shortcut. So it's slow and steady wins the race here. It's believing in ourselves, knowing that we can carry that load all the way to the castle, the representation of our goals, our dreams, our desires. And we're wearing this red cape, so we have courage, and tapping into our courage, believing in ourselves, knowing that we have what it takes. And we don't need the extras. Right now, you do not need the extras. Let's get an affirmation card. The Fool. Yesterday the Tower, today the Fool. So the Fool shows up on the 22 energy day. So in tarot, it starts at 0, it goes to 21, which is the World card. And then the next card would be the Fool again. Okay? Or the 22nd card of the deck. So that's what we get today. New journeys, new beginnings, new paths, new ideas. Enthusiasm. I know that spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I am learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. This is where we tap into, yes, this is who I am. This is what I want to be. This is my talents. These are my dreams. These are my goals. And make that commitment to yourself. And yes, sometimes, the spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even impractical. And here we are. Even though this is the guy who plans out everything and doesn't take a risk, he's in detriment today. So we will want new paths. We will want new experiences. We will want to take a risk. So, but just don't step off the ledge, right? So often the fool is on the very edge of a cliff walking the path. One wrong step and he'll fall, and he's totally confident that he will not fall, that he will succeed in walking the path. Because he knows where he's going, or he's got a good idea. And so follow that path. What's calling you? And an animal card. The owl for wisdom. We haven't seen the owl in quite some time. I think the spring. The spring was the last time we saw the owl, really, and then he kind of disappeared from the card. Second sight, magic, secrets, truth, and wisdom. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't we all be like that wise old bird? If owl has arrived in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom that you have, which spans your earthly years. Those who you come in contact with may be drawn to you for your keen sage advice, your second sight, your ability to keep secrets. You can sense the truth and untruth in people and in situations, though you don't always follow through on your gut instincts. Owl tells you that you are interpreting the signs correctly, to believe in your psychic abilities, which are a gift. Owl can also mean that there is someone keeping a secret from you or being untruthful. This is not you being overly sensitive. Follow through on the feelings you have with your second sight, for if you don't, you may indeed regret it later on. So follow through with your feelings, your gut feelings, where you're being pulled. But, we even have the Justice card jump out here today, telling us that we have to walk with integrity, that we have to think things through, that we have to remove things from our life in order for new space to emerge, for new beginnings to start. We're being told over and over again to simplify a part of our life in some way, and tapping into our sage wisdom, knowing that we have what it takes to go forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.